Revlon Sports has revealed the players at the NFL Combine that Jets fans need to focus in on just a little bit more. It's some guys that we know, some guys who many Jets fans may not know as well, and we got to break this down here. So what's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Digest. Before we hop into the video today, only 20.4% of viewers are subscribed to the channel. So if you are not subscribed, please take a second, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out a ton. But hopping right into the players that we got to talk about today, we're going to start it off with Marshall edge rusher Mike Green. Let's take a look to see what Athlon Sports had to say about him. Green was a dynamic star during the Senior Bowl for a reason. A strong combine workout could very well make him a top 15 overall player in this incoming class. He has been that dominant on tape and in workouts. So, Mike Green, you may not have heard of him because he doesn't play in the Power 4. He plays at Marshall, still FBS, but not a Power 4 school. He started his career at the University of Virginia in the ACC, but left the school for reasons that we still don't know. The only report that we have, it just said he is no longer with the team. So, a little bit ominous. Read into that what you want. It could be nothing. It could be something. We have no idea. That's just one question mark on his profile. But the reasons why we're talking about this guy is because he is from a smaller school, but still standing out at a ridiculously high level. He went to the Senior Bowl just a couple weeks ago and played really, really well. The Senior Bowl being a place where pretty much it's a college football all-star game. So a bunch of the top recruits were competing against each other. And that's important for a guy out of Marshall because it shows that he's not just dominant against the weaker competition that he's playing against, he's also dominant against NFL caliber talent. Let's break down what Bleacher Report had to say about the positives of this prospect. 6'4", great height for what you're looking for out of an edge rusher. 248 pounds, a little bit lighter than what you're looking for, but not problematically light. He had great production as a pass rusher, leading the FBS in sacks this season. Of course, a highly impressive stat here. We love defensive linemen who can get sacks. Of course, that's why you're drafted. You're drafted to run up sacks in the NFL, and he's done it at the FBS level. Of course, the asterisk on this is he did it at Marshall, not in the Power 4, but still a very good positive to have on your profile. Impressive athlete who is quick twitch and accelerates off the line of scrimmage well with speed and when rushing the passer to get penetration against the run. So this is a guy who is not just a pass rusher, also plays very well against the run. The quick twitch is important because as soon as the ball is snapped, you want to be able to, of course, immediately get up out of your stance, get into the backfield, and be able to make plays as fast as you possibly can. Sets up his pass rush moves well by stemming to the inside or outside by using his quickness to win in the opposite directions. He's also a guy who can give you a fake one way and get around to the other side. He's fast enough to be able to pull off a variety of different moves like this. He has shown several moves that he can win with: arm over, cross chop, stick, spin, and hump. These are all pass rush moves, displaying that this prospect has a high level of different moves. He has a bunch of different moves that he has learned and a bunch of different moves that he can show to offensive linemen. And this is important because now offensive linemen can't just key in on one move. They need to be ready for a larger variety of things, which of course means they're not going to be as well prepared for any one move, which is going to make them all more effective overall. So, of course, before you're going up against a talented edge rusher, these linemen are going to be watching film, and there was not one move that they could key in on for Mike Green because they knew they were going to have to be ready for a variety of moves when he was coming to town. And it really hurt these guys. As you can see, of course, led the FBS in sacks. So that's important. A lot of developmental prospects that are defensive edge pass rushers, they are called developmental because they don't have a lot of pass rush moves. That's why it's very important that Mike Green has a lot of moves that he has learned and that he can use already. Also, takes good angles and is bendy, drops his pads down to corner at the top of the rush. So this, you may remember people saying stuff like this about Will McDonald. Bend is important because you want to get around the tackles as easily and as quickly as possible. And when you bend, you of course make your body smaller, and it makes it harder for the offensive lineman to get his hands on you, which in turn will of course make it harder for him to block you effectively. So we want guys who can bend, who can get around that corner quickly and get to the quarterback. Physical at the point of attack and takes on blocks with his hands as a run defender to be effective against tight ends. So, first of all, I hope our defensive ends that people are talking about as potential first-round picks, high second-round picks, are effective against tight ends because they're not offensive linemen. You got to be able to get through them. But this line also tells us that he's not just a pass rusher. He's effective in the run game as well, which is exactly what you're looking for out of a well-rounded defensive end that people are considering in the first round. Can use the arm over move and quickness to defeat blocks in the running game. Of course, want to be well-rounded, run game as well as pass game. Also, relentless motor. This is a point that I really like because the guys with higher motors, that is something you're looking for because you never know when the play is going to end. Now that quarterbacks are getting more and more athletic, you see guys like Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson who will run all the way to the right side of the field and then come all the way back to the left. And a lot of edge rushers, if they were coming off the left tackle originally and the quarterback ran all the way to his right, that pass rusher will just give up on the play. But guys with high motors, they're going to keep running after the quarterback. And when Lamar Jackson, or in our division, Josh Allen likes to scramble. Josh Allen, if he tries to extend the play by running all the way one way and coming back the other way, Mike Green's not going to give up on the play. He's going to chase him down the whole way, and he's going to be able to make plays. So that is Mike Green. Let's talk about some of the other guys that Avalon Sports has said that we should be taking a look at. The next guy we're going to be talking about is Elijah Arroyo, the tight end out of Miami. Like Green, Arroyo was a standout during the Senior Bowl. In one of the deepest tight end classes in recent memory, the Jets could very well look to take him in the second or third round with a strong combine and pro day to follow. So, Elijah Arroyo being Cam Ward's tight end, of course, Jets fans know who Cam Ward is. He was the Miami quarterback who had a phenomenal year, put up a ton of yards, and Elijah Arroyo was one of the beneficiaries of this strong season put out by Cam Ward. He had 35 catches for 590 yards and 7 touchdowns this season. 590 yards may not seem like a lot of yards to you, but that is very good for a college football tight end. Usually those guys, their yardage numbers are a little bit lower. But Elijah Arroyo, he's a guy who's a vertical threat. He is someone who threatens linebackers, safeties, and man coverage. Very talented player. Third round, I don't know about that. This is a guy who has been skyrocketing up draft boards ever since the Senior Bowl. He is going to be someone taking at the very end of the first round or in the second round. And he's a player that I really think the New York Jets should be considering with that second round pick. I think he's a much more bang for your buck pick in the second round for the Jets than Tyler Warren would be in the first, because I think Elijah Arroyo can give you 95% of the pass catching stuff that Tyler Warren would bring to the Jets. Except if you took Arroyo in the second round, you would be able to use whoever you drafted in the first round, like maybe a Mason Graham and a Will Johnson, on top of having a talented tight end as well. So that's why Elijah Arroyo is a player that I'm very excited about. And I really am hoping that the New York Jets are going to go out and use a draft pick on this player. So this is a guy that we really should be taking a closer look at and getting more attention than he's gotten. So our final guy is someone that New York Jets fans definitely do know about. It's Jackson Dart. Dart doesn't have the same popularity as Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders have. He's got a strong arm, though. He can put that on full display while acing the interview process. The Jets could very well fall in love with a player like him with the 7th overall pick. Well, this is a suggestion by Athlon Sports, a suggestion that I hope that the New York Jets do not heed, because Jackson Dart is not a player worth of the 7th overall pick, plays in Ole Miss a highly quarterback-friendly offense. The reads are very simplified for him and will not, that talent, the reads that he's had to make in college are not going to translate to the NFL. They're not real concepts that are going to work in the NFL. They are pretty much scripted up by his coach, that they are taking advantage of the hash marks being wider in college and stuff that isn't going to work in the NFL. So I don't want to see them take Jackson Dart with the 7th overall pick, but let's talk about some of the reasons why they might want to take him. Of course, he's a plus athleticism player, plus arm strength. I mean, he's just, I don't understand why this guy's getting so much hype. Yes, he put up the 2nd most yards in the SEC. That's impressive because the SEC is the best division in college football. He does a lot of things well, but he doesn't stand out as someone deserving to be going in the top 10, in my opinion. I really don't enjoy seeing the Jets being linked to Jackson Dart as much as they are. He strikes me as another Zach Wilson guy, because he is someone who, yes, has some talent, but not enough talent to be drafted where the New York Jets are drafting. Really don't want to see Jackson Dart being taken by the New York Jets, but someone that Jets fans should be taking a closer look at the Combine. I mean, we've already seen him at Ole Miss, at the Senior Bowl, where he did admittedly look good, but, I think we can do better with that 7th overall pick. But that's what I got for you guys today. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and as always, go Jets.